Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this Monday morning with Business Coach Moloy, with me, Business Coach Moloy. I hope you had a fantastic week last week and all set for this new week. So today we are on day 18, the Life and Business Transformation series. We have another 12 days to go after this. While there has been some request that this series should continue, but let's see how it goes. It will all depend on the level of interactions that I'm having from you, which, by the way, has been phenomenal. So last week we spoke about problem solving and decision making. A big piece of being successful is our ability to solve problems and take decisions. Will there be problems in life and business? A big yes. Can we have a structured method to solve problems and take the right decisions? Yes, we can. All of us can. If I can, you can. If you can, somebody else can. So 8 steps: define the problem, clarify the problem, define the goals, identify the root cause of the problem, develop an action plan, execute action plans, evaluate the results, and continuously improve. I'm sure you have been doing your homework on the decision making. If you can't remember the homework of last Monday, ladies and gentlemen, please visit the website and you'll find all the recordings. And in case you're having a challenge finding these recordings, drop me a WhatsApp. Me or my team members will certainly send it out to you. All the recordings. If you go to the media page on the new updated website, by the way, we got a new website going last week. There is a lot of blogs, and blogs will continue. There's a lot of media in terms of videos and other stuff. You can go and spend time and upgrade your skills, which you can directly implement in the business. So as promised today, we'll dive deep into critical thinking and we'll talk in terms of the 6 hats of thinking. And this is not my concept. This is courtesy Edward de Bono, and people who have not had the opportunity of reading this book, please go out and read this book, buy a book, and it's worth 100% worth not one read, multiple read. So what does Edward de Bono talk about? Our human thinking can be unstructured. And so there are different types of thoughts that drive us individuals. And some of them are irrational, some of them are specific, some of them may contradict the aim of the original deep thinking process. The 6 hats of deep thinking, or the 6 colored hats, and by the way, the 6 colored hats that I will mention could have a cultural connotation to it. So don't mind what color of the hat you use. If some color doesn't suit you or your business or your culture, please go out and change that color, not a problem. But have those 6 colors. So this 6 thinking hat introduce a technique to discuss the topic on a particular order rather than into a chaotic discussion. And all of you business owners would have realized that when you have these board meetings or you have a brainstorming session, the conversations are going in a chaotic format rather than in a very structured format. So end result, you spend 2.5, 3 hours in your life in that meeting, brainstorming meeting, but the outcomes are not the ones that you decide, because our thinking patterns are in the chaotic format. The moment we address our mind to think in a particular format, you will see you will achieve much more in lesser time. But for that, you will have to address your thinking pattern. You cannot be digressing. You cannot be shifting gears constantly. So while this 6 thinking hat does not allow or does not follow ordinary human thinking, it can be used during specific critical thinking sessions that you may have for solving problems, for discussing arguments, in-depth analysis, and so on and so forth. So when this lateral thinking of management book was introduced, Edward de Bono spoke about a directional sequence and a directional sequence of the brainstorming process. And the 6 hats are the metaphorically representing different human times. All of us are different, right? So what are the 6 hats? White, yellow, black, red, green, blue. And we will now go by the sequence. The first is the blue hat, which is also called the conductor's hat. When you or your team are in a blue hat mode, you focus on controlling your thinking and managing the decision-making process. You have an agenda, you ask for summaries, and you reach conclusions. So this is the straightforward, logical, controlled thinking. Hence, it is called the conductor. The green hat, and every individual, especially business owners like us, we need to shift. We cannot be in the one format, one structured mode. We need to keep on shifting. The green hat represents creative thinking. When you're wearing this hat, you explore a range of ideas and possible way forward. So if you're in a meeting which has a very strong structure, like if you're doing a business review meeting, you probably do not want to wear the creative hat. If you're in a brainstorming meeting looking at opportunities, then you would want to wear the creative hat. Then comes the red hat, the hat for the heart. These are through the feelings, through the emotion. When you're engaged in this type of thinking, you can express your feelings without having to justify them logically. And you will appreciate that there have been multiple situations where people will ask you, why did you say this? And you will say, I don't know. It comes from the gut. It's a gut feeling. And sometimes gut feeling in the logical decision-making process is driven underground, for want of a better word, and this gut feeling is not addressed. Always remember, successful people, successful business owners take decisions, make decisions from the heart, which are justified by the brain. You cannot be only looking at a decision made from the heart, which cannot be justified by the brain. But you cannot always be thinking logically, because sometimes your gut may want to do something else. Then comes the yellow hat, which is the optimist hat. Somebody like me, who is very optimistic about the future. I would see everything in the opportunity mode, in the positive light mode. I would look at benefits and I would look at added value that comes from those ideas. What are those opportunities? I think this world is a beautiful place. Somebody would say this world is going through turmoil. There was COVID. There is global recession. India not part of that recession. Then there is the Russia-Ukraine war. There is this and the other thing. But I say, what are the opportunities? So I typically wear the optimist hat. Then comes the black hat, the judge's hat, which is about being cautious and assessing risk. You also need to look at this. When you're doing like I said, when you're making a decision, it is taken by the heart and justified by the head. Now, when it comes to the head justifying that decision, you're wearing the black hat. You employ critical judgment and explain exactly why your concerns are, but these have to be logically proven. The black hat is actually one of the most powerful hats, but it is often overused. We put up everything by using that logical hat. Make sure that you and your team can justify any critical or cautionary comments so that this mode of thinking doesn't dominate your decision making. And finally comes the white hat. The white hat represents information gathering. When you're talking in terms of a decision making, you remember the word that we use, SWOT: strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. So this white hat talks about what are the information that is not available to me, but I need them for me to make a more constructive decision. The white hat represents the information, the gathering of the information. Think about the knowledge and the insights that you've already collected, and what are the informations that are missing, and where can you get it? When this information is there, you have this jigsaw puzzle kind of right. But please also remember, this white hat is speaking about information that is probably of the future. So you will have to make those assumptions, you'll have to make those presumptions. This sixth thinking hat provides a parallel thinking model which gets out of the critical thinking process. By organizing this thinking process in the metaphoric use of the sixth hat, the stakeholders can ensure that your thinking process covers the topic from different perspectives and different points of view, because every individual in this room could be using a different color hat, and during the conversation, their color of the hats can keep on changing. This organized decision thinking approach occurs quickly during the decision to reach the best possible output. And that's where you can make your brainstorming sessions smaller, shorter, and more productive. While the sixth thinking hat is described separately from a design thinking. We're not talking about design thinking. but both work in terms of how do you creatively come out with critical decisions that your business may need. It could be a problem or it could be a future opportunity. Now is the time when I, with all my clients, are talking about the 23-24 plan. So when you're looking at the 23-24 plan, when a team of people are sitting together and saying, how do we achieve the 23-24 plan, or what should be the 23-24 plan? This is what can help you in a long way. You want to know more about this? Please read up the Edward de Bono book. If you want to speak more about this, you can always feel free to reach out to us, and I or my other coaches will drop by. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for responding to us. Thank you for all the encouragement that you've been giving us. Keep writing to us, and we shall respond to all your queries, because our mission is to touch and impact the lives of 500 business owners every year. Till next Monday, same place, same time. Have a great week and take good care of yourself. Goodbye.